field of struggle and the terrain of resistance. It's a rich tradition, and we can learn from it. And that's the journey I've been on, is what can we learn from its mistakes, from its failures. The idea of socialism, by the way, didn't come from Marx. The idea of socialism came from workers. People who were living in the midst of the Industrial Revolution, experiencing its violence, its dehumanization, its alienation, and they were thinking, well, is there something better than this? You know? And that's where the idea of socialism comes from. Okay. So again, this is a very emancipatory idea, an idea of the subaltern. In my work, I believe the subaltern can think. The wretched of the earth can think. The wretched of the earth can empower us. Okay. So this is the same with this idea of socialism. But I want to add one other thing. Because there have been 3 cycles of resistance to neoliberalism. And in these 3 cycles of resistance, globally, there have been amazing kind of ideas that have come to the fore. The World Social Forum, we've had political projects emerge in Latin America, we've had the Indignados, Occupy movement, Black Lives Matter. There's a whole ferment in these 3 cycles of resistance. Indigenous people's movements are also at the front lines in these 3 cycles of resistance. And what they have brought to our imaginary is that besides modern socialism, and this is where maybe my friends who believe in a pure socialism will disagree with me, is that they want us to look deeper in history, these movements that are out there. They want us to look at the movements that fought slavery. Slaves who left big farms in Brazil, Latifundia, and formed communes. They want us to look at how indigenous peoples have been protecting the natural commons for centuries, etc. So what I'm getting at is that there's a very exciting coming together of the experience of modern socialism and over 500 years of transformative resistance. And this book is about saying that we've got to have a dialogue. And the way I've set up the Democratic Marxism series, you see, Marxism is not hegemonic. It's not the only ideology that is anti-capitalist today. It's one of many. Indigenous ecology is actually anti-capitalist today. Emancipatory feminism is anti-capitalist today. Okay. So the way I set up the Democratic Marxism series was a dialogue between all these currents of anti-capitalism. And that again is crucial to the foundation of transformative politics, where one current or one tradition doesn't have a monopoly on the way forward. Okay? We have to respect each other. And this is where this ethics of care is important. If we cannot, if you like, and this is a very problematic term, but because I'm not anthropocentric, we cannot humanize our politics, we are going to run into problems. We're going to see enemies with anyone who disagrees with us, etc. But this doesn't mean being naive, of course. There are sometimes very hard and firm differences that people hold. Okay. But I do think that coming out of all this resistance, 3 cycles of resistance, the conjunctures that we've been through, there is a new horizon for transformative politics, and it's made up of